Sammy Buckets, Eric Bieniemy for head coach.
I mean, we'll see. If you continue to look like how they looked against the Texans, we are no longer talking about the same type of situations that have been in the past. That team that showed up versus the Texans is a bad team. That team that showed up versus the Texans is not a winning team or a team that's going to even be 500, let alone talk about postseason. So, yeah, if that's what we're going to expect to be the norm, then, yeah, Eric Bieniemy and everybody else is going to be on the table.
Yeah,
I personally don't think it's going to get to that.
I think there would be
yeah.
serious talks about
Right.
whether or not we're firing Tomlin or not, or bringing in someone new.
Yeah, but this is one of those things where it's like you could do the knee-jerk overreact this week, and then we win next week, and then it's going to be the reverse. Oh, this coach of the year, this is player of the year, this is the MVP. Yeah, I know how we do.
I'm with you. I don't think it gets to that point. I think we're worst case we're 9-8,
and we'll fire the coordinator. If we 9-8, we'll fire a coordinator, and we're gonna roll. You know that.
Which it's still not good enough.
Yeah.
It's still not good enough. It's not, because we have a higher standard here in Pittsburgh. The standard is the standard.
Which I agree.
Championships. So even that's not good enough. But I get fans' frustration if it plays out that way and we just fire the coordinator. It's like, are we going in? Are we sure we're going in the right direction then?
Yeah.
Are we sure this is the building block to getting back to the championship thing, or do we need to start really like blowing this up and digging deep on some changes and whatnot?
Because I do think that's a legitimate convo, especially when you're just talking about as a whole the structure of it, right? When you've had a guy that's been here as long as it's been, yes, it's the same philosophy, it's the same message. And that's all good as long as the winning continues to be what it is. Now we're seeing a little bit further removed from postseason success.
I'm sure New England's thinking that too.
No, it's legitimate. So it's like the Andy Reid convo. It comes right back to that, right?
Yeah.
You've been here. We know what you've done. But is it time for us to make a switch? And that is legitimate. But if you look at the Andy Reid situation, if you look at the Bill Belichick situation, and you look at where we are right now, I can tell you I don't feel like any of those moves are going to happen in season.
No.
But I think that's
what I'm saying. I don't think it would be wise to fire Tom. I'm not calling for that. Right. No. Just think we need a shake up. We need something.
Yeah. But no, I do feel you, because what happens is this: you get comfortable. And if you get comfortable, you don't have the same edge. That is real. That's what we also saw, competition, right? The reason why I'm a big believer in it, because, man, my whole career we had competition, but it keeps you sharp. You're constantly looking over that shoulder, so you're going to constantly work like a madman. You're not going to feel like it's okay to have the same results happen over and over. You're not going to feel like it's okay to make the same mistakes, or statistically to look up and be like, all right, bro, we still ain't got 30 yet? All right, man, this isn't okay. But if you're comfortable, you will feel like it's okay. You will justify it. And that's internally what they have to deal with right now. Those are some of the same questions that they are having. They just do it in that manner of how I just broke it down versus, oh, fire this guy, just fire him right now. They're not going to do it like that, because that isn't how you win. That's not how you run a successful business. But for them internally, yeah, they're looking at all that stuff. They're coming through all of those things. They're evaluating all of that, because this isn't a sustainable method for winning. What we've seen out there, that doesn't win in this league, man. In fact, it gets you blown out in this league versus teams that you legitimately should be beating. I think Stroud gonna be a good player. I think Tank Dell's a good player. Well, you know we like Tank Dell. We like Damian Pierce. We even like Nico Collins. We not gonna act like them dudes is like that, though. You know how I talked about that offensive line.
Terrible. At third string, second and third string.
Bro, it was Kendrick and you, man, but they
deserve. Laramie Tunsil.
Come on, man. Come on.
We did get pressure. It was 2 series. It was just 2 series. TJ and Highsmith.
So Highsmith had 3 QB hits. I think TJ had 2 or 1.
And it probably came on those 2 series.
I low-key feel like it did.
That was it. But in terms of back to the whole shake-up thing and just saying, what were you saying there? It would send a message.
Yeah. Because
it would make people less comfortable.
Right. Because you got to get off that comfort part. Mm-hmm.
I think not only would it send a message for the offense, and I think it would be justified at this point with how the offense has performed under Canada.
The sample size is large. The sample size is different. Yeah.
I think it would send a message to the offense. It's like, yo, it's time. We made a move, and then you got to be thinking, I got to get my play going because who's next? And then same thing for the defense.
Once they make that type of move, that is a clear message to everybody within the organization. Nobody's safe.
And then, but I think that could even like boost the defense in a way. But it also is a message to the defense of just like, I guess anything's on the table. Yeah. But the defense can see that.
Hey, the offense changes.
The offense has been performing like this. At least they're doing something. At least that gives me some hope. Yeah. Because all these performances, it's got to be debilitating at times to the defense. Got to be. It's almost like whenever it was with Duck and Mason.
Yes and no. Media makes it way more sensational. As like a defender, though, your mindset is, bro, I'm ready to go out there and get a stop. Now, there are extremes. Like when we look at some of the Zach Wilson thing, right? And how at times some of the dudes reacted how they reacted. That is real. But I also feel like those are extreme situations because of the expectations with Rodgers and how good and what they thought they were going to be competing for. And now it's like, bro, what are we finna do at this point?